What's up, guys? So I was looking at Twitter, and then I saw that Trump said he's all alone, and I was like, that's a good idea for making a project. Just grab Trump's Twitter using Python, and then display them on a mobile app using React Native. So I figured, let me do that. Anyway, I can pretty much do anything database related, which is relational, non-relational, Mongo, SQL, Postgres, whatever. Languages, that, Python, Java. I've actually even picked up Java. Thanks, Lambda. JavaScript, Swift, whichever language you want me to do it in any project. So if you've got ideas, just put them down there. In terms of the backend, front end, website, apps, mobile, whatever, I can do it all. Programming. Actually, the next thing I'm actually thinking about is operate a drone, maybe using C or maybe C++, whatever. We'll see if that comes along. But if you want me to do any of all those, or if you have other ideas, just let me know. For now, we're gonna grab Trump's tweets. So I'm gonna instantiate a project here. I'll just say Trump's tweets. Because I know I'm going to use React Native, I'll leave all that. Look, I'm going to kind of like put in Node.js so that some of the files can be ignored. I'm going to, and I'll create that. And then if you need any of the code, you can come pick it up here. And I'm going to clone it here. And then I'm going to open it in there. So I'm going to create a server and also have a front-end React Native app. All right, let's get cracking. And I'm going to make two folders, one for the client side and the other one for the server side. The client side, I'm going to say, I'm going to use Explore for that, create React Native app, and I'll just call it mobile, just in case I went to do an actual website for that. But this is going to take a little bit of time. For now, let's see, there's a new version. Running things to I'm going to use npm for that. So yeah, I'll just do that. Right, well, that's going. I'm going to create a new folder, and I'll call that folder server. And I'm going to use Flask for that. Right. And I'll just start with okay. This is why. Okay, let me start with the app first. And I'm now going to run the server in a pip environment shell. But I want to separate this from the React part. So I'm just going to save that. And I'm going to open another window so that I can work on the mobile version and the stable version separately. Obviously, I don't want to do that. I want to open a new window. Then in that new window, that's where I'm going to open up the Flask app or the server side. Right. And then I'm gonna also go into the virtual environment here, so that whatever I'm gonna be installing will just be like cocooned in this virtual environment. So I'll start that environment, and we're gonna use Flask. So I'm gonna install Flask for that. While the environment is being created, I'm gonna import Flask from there. And then I'm gonna instantiate a Flask app. And then I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it on localhost. And I'm gonna give it the port I want to run it on. I'll run it on 5000, and then I'll turn on the debug mode. Right, but I need to give it a route that I'm gonna run on. So I'll just give it a home route, and then I'm gonna use the decorator method of route here. There we go. And the function that I'm going to run is just, I'll give it a name, home, that's okay. And then I'll return the route. All right, and then if I run this, the server should start working. So let me run this file. It doesn't install. Yeah, because we haven't installed Flask. So we're in the virtual environment right now. So I need to install Flask. I need to install it. Okay, and while that's installing, I'll check on the React app. Okay, so we have that. And I'm also gonna I'm gonna open up this mobile file on its own too. Because I'm not gonna do so much, I'm gonna leave this as the main focus. And I'm gonna let me add some other stuff in the ignore file, because I know the environment, but okay, that's good. That's added. I wanted to make sure that these variables, because I'm going to be using some API keys and stuff, I don't want them sent over to GitHub. So since that's hiding that, that's perfect. Oh, dude. Wait a minute. Okay. So I'm going to go again to say git add and git commit for now. And then I'm gonna do a checkout. Call it 7. All right, let's create the 7 now. All right, I'm on the server branch. Okay, so Flask is installed, and let's test it out. Just use that. We are listening on localhost 5,000, obviously because their Python is running. We have to run it. We have to give it a route. So like if I go to the default route there, that's where it's gonna go to, and also run it. All right, so that's running on port 5,000. And if I went to the endpoint, it's gonna say hello world there. So that's cool. All right, but like I like to program stuff. Let me make just one more change. I'm gonna check if the name is equal to the main, then it should go ahead and run this. Indentation in Python is very important. Okay, and then yeah, so that's working. But I'm gonna like rip everything out. I'm going to put it in another folder, which I'm gonna call API. And in that API folder, I'm gonna put in a file, which I'm gonna call init. And I'm gonna paste in the rest of the code in there, but I'm gonna import it in from that folder. I'll bring in the app in here. So if I save that, and then I save that, and then I'm gonna change hello world API and run it. It's working there, and then if I refresh the endpoint to say hello world API. All right, so the other thing is I also create an environment file, and then I'm going to dump a whole bunch of environment in there. So just for now, I'll stop sharing the videos because I don't want those environment files to be shown. Actually, it's fine for now. But when I put in like the Twitter API stuff, I'm not going to show that. So I did save. Yeah, okay. So I just grab. Yeah, I have to stop sharing. And I'm going to create a secret file, which I'm going to call .env. And then I'm going to put those files in there with the original secrets and stuff. But I'm going to show you guys just part of the other stuff, just briefly, some of the information. Okay, so do you have secret key there? Did I make a mistake? Let me stop sharing just to make sure. Oh, okay, yeah, that's just a dummy secret thing, so it doesn't really matter. All right. I'm going to edit that out. Anyway, so we're going to have something like a secret key, and I'm going to be reading those keys in from this environment file, but I've like ignored this environment file, so it's not going to go to GitHub. You have to make your own like secret stuff for keys for Twitter and stuff. But for now, let me use the debug, the port, the host. I'm going to use that, change that to 8,000 so that you guys can see that that's actually coming here. But before we do that, we need to install .env. It's a pip environment, Python .env. And at the same time, let me also install decouple because it's Python decouple. These two things are going to enable me to read these environment files. I forgot to put in the installer. Am I forgetting that? All right. While that's installing, I'm just going to grab them in from here. And actually, yeah, I'll just grab everything because you already know that it's the same stuff. So pretty much, I've installed .env, which I'm bringing in here. This is the operating system. This is what we had before. And I'm bringing in the couple there, which I'm going to run, which will enable me to run the environment files. And I'm going to get the debug, the host port in here. And then I'm going to put in the variables instead of like manually typing those out. And here I can cast the default is string, but here I'm casting this to a Boolean. So yeah, and this is just telling it which folder these files are in. And if I run the app, it's now running on 8,000, and that's been picked up from the environment files. And if I went there on 5,000, that's not there. So, but if I did go to 8,000, that comes through. All right, now because of that, I'm gonna delete this. And I'm gonna rename this one. Okay, I did show. I'm gonna blur that out. Okay. All right. Okay, that's cooking. Now in the init, we need to kind of like import in in my JavaScript, you need cools because cross-origin stuff is not allowed, but you have to kind of like install that. And I'm going to start installing some of those packages while I proceed to program them. So I'm going to pip install. It's called flask cools. There we go. While that's installing, I'm going to bring it in. And then I'm going to wrap the app in cools. And I also need to like bring in that. Because I'm going to be reading some environment variables, so I need to load them in here. And then, yep, that's so cool. Okay, let's make sure that that's running. Yeah, let me load in the Twitter stuff. And to get the keys and stuff, you have to go to Twitter and go here, and you can create a new app there. But I've already done that. And then if you go to like the app, you can click on the keys and tokens, and that's going to show you the keys and token, which I've already done. And then I'm now just going to bring them up. And this is the package I'm going to use. It's called Tweepy. And the code, if you go to the main screen, getting started, this is how you set it up. You import Tweepy, then you give it a consumer key and consumer secret, and then you set the access tokens there, and then you instantiate an API up there. But I've already done that. And I'll just actually, let me copy. Okay, I've done all that, but I've switched up the consumer APIs to be read from the .env file. So I'll just grab that and paste in there. And if we went to here, we can read some of my Twitter texts. The print here, obviously I need to log that. So when we're there, so let me put some comments. Right, and then we're going to use them here. And we're going to instantiate the Tweepy. And now we're going to like grab my tweets on my home line, and then we're going to display them. And then later, we just remove that. We're now going to do not drop. As you can see, the print has no parentheses. That's the old version of Python, which is 2.7. But I'm using 3.6. If you see the version I'm using, yeah, 3.6 there. I need to put parentheses there. And then if I did like run the script, everything works out. Did not install Tweepy. We need to install it. Okay. Well, that's installing. Let me start. What else can we do? Oh, yeah, it's we can go to React Native. And go into the mobile folder, and we can start it. Okay. Okay, it's done. So while that's starting, let me run the script again. So it's picking it up from 5,000. Yeah, because I did rechange the config files to 5,000. That's the old stuff. If I went to 5,000, that's working. But if you look here, you will see a whole bunch of tweets. And then if I went to Twitter, so the again getting in some. Let's see. So we should see some of that. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it's picking up some of that. Let's, if you noticed, this has started. So if I grab my phone and took a picture of that, so Expo started. So I can open that in Expo. And the app is starting out as it's building. What this is doing is it's making a Swift and a Java for Android and Swift for iOS files, so that this can work on both Swift and Java, Android. Okay, now let's get Donald Trump's tweets. To get Trump's tweet, it's gonna use a method called get user. So we'll get Trump, and then we'll start going through Trump's stuff. So Trump's tweets, we're gonna say API dot get user. Once we get the user, and you can get any user. Trump is at reveal Donald Trump. And I'm just gonna like read maybe to like status. Let me see, print. Trump's. Let me name him as Trump. And I'll just do a status and get the text out of it. And we'll see what that gives us. the methods for using the Tweety, you can get them on their website. And the website is here. But if you see here at Florida's helping children across the country track Pound Santa is becoming one of my favorite traditions. So I grabbed it there. If I went to Twitter and said, real Donald Trump, if I went to his page, helping children across the country track Santa. So you see that tweet? It's coming through here. Now, because of that, and I've got the Flask app running, I can send these tweets to my application. And I'm just going to create a JSON object. This JSON object is going to, I'll use the method of creating a JSON called dump. It's a JSON.dumps. Oh, store it in a tweet. And I'll give it a key value pair, and the value will be the tweet itself. And I'll send that back here. But we have a JSON there, so we need to bring it in. So if everything works out, we should be able to get that tweet. So we're grabbing it here. All right, the server part is created, and then we've got the React app running. So I'm going to cut this video here, and then in the next one, I'm going to transition and make the React app where we'll be grabbing it on the phone. But don't forget to let me know, give me ideas of what to make.